Welcome to another episode of Meet Us in the Trenches, where we want you to meet us in the trenches.
Trenches.
Meet us in the trenches. Mm-hmm. Tonight, guys, I got a special guest host. It's my brother, my blood brother, the Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Number one.
Bernard Coach Bernard Morgan.
Number one.
Man, tell us how you become a Chiefs fan, man.
Man, I've been a Chief fan a long time, man, going all the way back to Christian Okoye and all them days, man. They seem like they used to come on Monday Night Football back in the day. We had Joe Montana, Marcus Howell. After they was washed up, they ended up coming to Kansas City. But I've been a Chief fan a long time, man. Long time. No bandwagon. I ain't jump on the bandwagon when Pat Mahomes got there. But I've been a Chief fan a long time. So hope we get that win tonight.
Yeah, y'all get, like Coach Herb said, y'all been lucky for a long time.
Oh, yeah, Coach Herb said we're lucky.
But yeah,
we got some injury.
We want to shout out Tam. Tam couldn't be here tonight. She's down with the flu. And shout out to Tam, and make sure you get your butt back in here in 2 weeks so you can do what you do and drink the big old lemon drop. You know, Tam famous for the big lemon drop. So we want to shout out our sponsors tonight: Moe's Seafood, the Union Group, where we at? Brainstream Media and Tone Drone Productions. But don't forget that famous Moe's Seafood.
Yep. Moe's in the building.
Yeah, Moe's in the building. I got that seafood salad sitting over there ready to go, bro.
Looking good, good.
Good, too.
Good.
So we had two guys, man, that passed away this week, man, that was like, touched us real heavy, man, was Dikembe Mutombo.
John Amos.
And John Amos, man. Tell us a little bit about your story with John Amos.
Man, John Amos, man. I think my favorite story was when JJ got shot. Remember he got shot and the father went crazy and tried to grab the young man and all that. I would have to say when JJ got shot.
I remember that episode, yeah.
That probably was my favorite episode when JJ got shot.
Really?
James had to do what he do on that.
Yeah, James was tough, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it's a lot of them, but I would have to say if one stick out with it, it would have to be that one. Mm-hmm. What would you say you on?
Oh, man, it's so many because he was like that father, man, that some of us never had. Mm-hmm. And then we was like watching him on TV. So we kind of like, he was like our microcosm of dadism, you know what I'm saying? Like he was that one that we was like, okay, if I had a dad, if he was in my household, yeah, he would definitely be that guy.
But it was nothing like Good Times, man. Good Times was, it's probably one of the greatest African American shows that ever, exists.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say, it's hard to, for somebody to come up against that. But
that's true.
Good Times, man. It just like it's. I don't know. It just was one of the greatest shows I think that would exist, though.
Yeah, I agree, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Dikembe.
Oh, man. Man, that guy was a blocking machine, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, blocking machine. And I don't think he scored a whole lot, but he just blocked, and he was a defense presence.
Yeah, he
playing
was.
that center.
Yeah,
and playing the center, a lot of these kids don't know how to play center no more. He was a original center.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, old school center.
Yeah.
And
remember he told Jordan he never dunked on him, and Mike.
No.
And Mike dunked on him one time. Mm-hmm. He said, Dikembe, I told you I was going to get you, then.
Yeah, yes, sir. He was tough, man. He was a blocking machine.
Yeah, he was really charismatic guy, man. He was really really charismatic.
It been a rough month and a half, losing so many celebrities, man. It's sad, especially when you look at these TV shows and stuff that they done, and now you look at they no longer here. It's sad, man, real sad.
Yeah, man. And then we lost another guy, man. Nephew of mine by marriage, Kenny Porter, died on a freaking motorcycle yesterday. My son kind of took that really hard, and so I kind of had to get him a little early from school today. It was rough. They having like a little candlelight visual for him today, but Roy Kenny Porter, man, rest in peace.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Good guy.
You know what I mean?
Good guy, real good guy, man.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, he was a real good guy. I remember him from being out in New Era.
yeah,
Right? He
yeah.
used to come to the Ben Franklin games all
Yeah,
the time.
didn't he play at Ben? Did he play for Coach Russell at Ben?
I think he did, but I know he used to come out to school all the time.
Yeah, yeah. So our black history fact today is Desmond Tutu. Says in full, Desmond Mapulo Tutu, born October 7, 1931, in Klerksdorp, South Africa. South African Anglican cleric who in 1984 received the Nobel Prize for Peace for his role in the opposition to apartheid in South Africa. And that was big back then, that apartheid movement, man. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about. I remember looking certain things up about him, but I know he was a powerful, powerful man.
Yeah.
And I know he led a lot of people, but he was a very powerful man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people need to do research on him. If you don't know much about him, you should do some research on him because the things that he done was amazing.
Yes. And well, more notably speaking, was Dr. Mandela, and his contributions to the apartheid movement and what he did, and make sure we definitely rest in peace, Nelson Mandela. We want to give shout outs to our sponsors again: Moe's Seafood, Brainstream Media, Tone Drone Productions, and definitely the Union Media Group. And our guests for the day is we have the Kelly brothers and Johnny Witherspoon. We're going to talk some football with the Kelly. Well, it's supposed to be the Kelly brothers. We got one on today and their legacy. And we're going to talk to Johnny Witherspoon in reference to some of this Little League madness, some of the violence that's going on in Little League football. And we're going to talk some of that, and then we'll be right back in 1 minute. Stay tuned. You keep that on.
We can keep that on.
We'll keep it on?
Yeah, you keep that on. So, I'm going to situate two brothers right here. Perhaps we'll chill for you over here as well. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring your energy up a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned Tan today, 'cause I know she usually goes in between stuff.
Yeah. You caught.
Make it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hey, I know she, she ain't.
Yeah, I roll. Let's go.
We talking football. That's it. Boy, you good on all your notes? You good on all the names of these young men up here, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's make it happen. I'm gonna count us back in. I will 5, 4, 3. When I get to 3, I'll go like this. That means we back in. The mics are hot. We're gonna speak to you. We're gonna ask y'all to introduce yourselves. Then we'll go from there, alright? Hey, don't need your John sponsors on this next segment. Alright?
On this next segment?
Yeah, don't need to.
Okay. Welcome back to Meet Us in the Trenches, man. Look, we got a great show, man. We got the Kelly guys, the Kelly boys in the building. We missing two, which is the older two brothers, or the youngest brother and the oldest brother. But we got Steve Kelly Sr. in the building, and we want to introduce the other two guys. Well, we're going to introduce all three, but introduce yourselves.
Steve Kelly the second.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I'm Steve Kelly the second.
Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Steve Kelly the second.
Nicholas Kelly.
Steve Kelly Sr.
So, Coach Steve Kelly Sr., tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you play? And give us a little bit about this legacy, man, and your brothers that's not here with us. Give us a little synopsis of them guys and this Kelly bloodline.
Football is a family sport. I had a couple uncles that flirted around with the NFL, NBA too. Basketball on my mother's side, basketball on my father's side, football on my mother's side. We moved down here to Maryland probably like the end of middle school, and it's just been football ever since. It's football life, football household. I went to Kenwood High School, made a little noise there, went to college, junior college, get the grades up, and then injury took me out. I came back after that, but I lost a step, so I wasn't the same.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about, I know in high school, man, like you was that guy toting the rock, man. Tell us a little bit about some of them high school, like your high school prowess and your numbers and all that kind of stuff.
I don't normally do that, but I will just for you on this show tonight.
Come on, man, with the honesty.
Yeah, I don't really like to do that, but this is what this show is, what we're here for. So I'll just say a little, a couple state records, most touchdowns in the game. I had 7 one night. Led the state in rushing and scoring that particular year. 2,129 yards, 191 attempts, 35 touchdowns. Like 11, almost 12 yards a carry, 3 TDs a game, 211 yards a game. So I was having fun out there. I was having fun.
Tell me, what years was this, and what schools was this?
This was the year '95 at Kenwood High School. I went to Chesapeake, but I transferred my senior year, really half the junior, but a little mixed up, so I couldn't finish the junior year there. But my senior year is when all of what I just said happened. That was my senior year.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Mike and James. Just give us a little brief synopsis on them two guys.
Same thing, really. Me and Mike, similar running styles, power and speed. Jimmy was just speed. I had to come into my own out of the three of us. Like I was somewhat of a late bloomer. They out of the womb, they was scoring touchdowns from 6 years old and up. I think Jimmy might have averaged 90-yard touchdowns. And I was blocking for him. I was cool with blocking because I cleared away from my older brother. But it's a time and point came where I said I wanted some of that for myself. So I worked harder to get faster. And then around 11, 13 years old, that's when the light switch kicked on, and it was over. It was over.
Right. So yeah, it was a lot of competition in the crib, man. And then tell us a little bit about I think it's James who walked on at Nebraska.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then got a natty with them, with Tommy Frazier and them.
Yeah, he was out there with them, Frazier and Lawrence Phillips and Ahmad Green.
Yeah, it was Tommy Frazier and what's the other dude? Lawrence Phillips.
Lawrence Phillips.
And all them guys. Yeah.
He couple plaques in the scout offense. He was on his way to he wasn't that far on the depth chart either. And he was on his way to actually getting some official playing time, but our father died around that time.
Yeah.
And he just came home after that.
Yeah. So now we got Uh-oh. Kelly Jr. And I had the privilege to coach him from I think 11U to 14U at quarterback. So I'm proud now to even watch him play. So tell us a little bit about your story and where you at right now.
I'll start off with started playing football when I was about 7, and like my dad said, football's always ran in the family. So when I got introduced to it, I figured I would start playing. So I started football at 7. I didn't really play much until when I got to 10. That was my first year playing quarterback. My dad got the team. He was the assistant coach, and my uncle, James, was the head coach. And so I had a pretty good first year, and then I remember my dad asking me that he told me rather about the about the position and how the quarterback's he's gonna be the man when the team wins, and when they lose he takes the blame. And he asked me if I was ready. I said yes. So I've been a quarterback ever since then.
Hold up. Excuse me. Let me just say. Let me. He's leaving some important stuff out. Wait a second. So at the beginning of his career, they dissed him on the field. They didn't believe in him. They didn't give him no time. They didn't try to work with him just because he didn't move fast or wasn't as aggressive as all the other kids. The coaches, they weren't official coaches. They didn't want to take time. They didn't want to coach him up. They didn't want to reach inside and pull that out of him. They couldn't see the potential or whatever. So they pushed him to the side. So then ultimately, fast forward this, that's when I meet this guy and we come to Edgewood. But the part when he said, I asked him, for probably like about 2 weeks, I would periodically say, you sure you want to be quarterback? He said, yeah. A couple of days go by. You sure you want to be quarterback? He said, yeah. A couple hours go by. You still want to be quarterback? Yeah. So that's when I told him, when you win, they're going to love you. But when you lose, they're going to hate you worse than they hate Jesus. I said, you still want to be quarterback? He said, yeah. I said, let's work. And God's blessed him, and he's just been flourishing ever since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then I got him, and I barked at him a whole lot to get him to, prepare for high school. And I used to always tell him, I said, look, man, you're not going for no little league wins. I said, we preparing for high school. So whether we win, lose, or draw here at little league really don't mean nothing. I said, we preparing you for high school. So tell us a little bit about where you at now, high school, and how's it going?
I would say it's going pretty well. Freshman year I played JV, I had a pretty good season. And then my sophomore year, quarterback battle was between a senior, and we battled all season or all preseason long, all camp, and then I ended up winning the starting job. And so my sophomore year I threw 22 touchdowns, 1,700 yards, and we made it to the state quarterfinals round. Ended up losing to Dunbar, but pretty good year. And and then right now for my junior season, we're starting out 4-1. We just came off a big win Friday night against North Hartford. I threw for 248 yards and 5 touchdowns with a rushing touchdown.
What's some of the mental preparation that you have to go through in order to become the quarterback you are today?
All right, so for quarterback, it's a lot different from any other position because, it's definitely the hardest position out in the field. And then high school is a lot different from rec preparing. But I would say, school goes by, get all my schoolwork done, lock in the classroom. And after I usually go home, put some music on, watch Tom Brady highlights or something, and get into the zone. And then I go watch my brother, support my brother at his JV game, and then once the pads come on, it's game time.
Mm-hmm. Talking to the mic, young fella. So tell us a little bit about you, Nick. I know you the opposite. So you that bruiser. at linebacker and running back. Tell us about your journey. Give us a little brief synopsis of your journey.
So I've been playing football since I was 5. I played for Edmonton and Edgewood. Running back and linebacker. I didn't really, throughout my rec season, I wasn't really getting reps at running back, but I was always doing good at linebacker, playing on defense. Now I'm into high school freshman year, and still at linebacker. Just moved up on the running back depth chart. Got some reps in last game. And for right now, just gotta work harder, up my speed and my agility, and just improve. Always room for improvement.
So let's ask you this, right? Because you're the baby boy, do you feel any pressure of being a baby boy? Playing the game of football in your household with that legacy, do you feel any pressure?
Kinda. There's a lot to look up to. There's a lot of legacy, like you said, going in the family. But I do feel a little pressure. But like I said, I just gotta work harder, work on my stuff.
That's good. Is your brother tough on you?
He is kind of tough on me.
Yeah. So what do you expect for the remainder of the year? What do you expect?
Well, the goal is state championship, and we're just as a team we're preparing 1 week at a time. For every game. Every game is a big game for us. No easy wins in our schedule, but just really emphasizing watching film and showing up to practice and going 100% and really repping like our offense and our plays and just staying within our system.
Yeah. What's crazy to me is all the guys that I coached at that 14U, they now are juniors in high school, and all of them are like the premier players of Harford County, and they got another year. Kels, you believe that? So tell them a little bit about them at 14U. Yeah. Just give them a little, that 14U team. Because it's 4 of them on your team, right? Is it 4? Yeah, you, Bryce, Shamari, and is that it?
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
For her
And you got, I think it's 5 on Joppatown. So it's like, and all them guys are starting. And so the leading rusher in the county is Anthony Tug Hall that played with you.
Tug's leading?
Yeah,
Yep.
Tug is leading. What you think about that? I mean, you coach the running backs. What you think about that? That's your guy.
Yeah, I'll say it's a pattern. So when you see all the greats and they show them at the end of their career or during their career, they'll show them playing rec, they'll show them playing high school, they'll show them playing college. And it's a pattern. They nice all the way up. And so far, these kids have been nice in rec, they nice in high school, so we just want that pattern to continue. I give them the credit because they're out there, but I like to say that we played, we had a small part in it. With the patience and just coaching, being out there for free, no money. Whether we had kids out there or not, we took the time for all of them, and it pays. The hard work pays off. I never will forget when you said the fact how much you stress preparing the kids for high school. all the rec coaches, they just want to win now the championship in rec ball, like they're gonna get some type of money or crazy acknowledgement. That don't count. We getting them ready for high school. And coach did just that.
Yeah.
Just that.
And what do you think about your peers at that time and where you are today? And do you enjoy watching them as playing with them at the youth league, and then being like the premier guys in Harford County? What do you think about that? Like, you was actually on that team with them guys. So what are your thought process now?
I'm glad to see all of them excelling, especially the ones on my team, Hartford Tech, right now. Shamari Whitmore and Bryce Rowland. Bryce had a big game last game. He had 2 catches for over 50 yards, and Shamari had 3 touchdowns. So it's fun to see all of them excelling, with me. And then we just played Joppatown with 5 of my rec teammates. They were all starting. It was business during the game, but all love after. And it's just fun to watch them excel and watch them grow as football players.
Yeah, what are your expectations for the next level? But before you answer that, man, the next time, I know it's probably next year, but I gotta get a picture. I gotta get that picture, man. That picture gonna be worth some money one day, man. So
sir.
Make sure you get that picture, man. That picture, we almost got one. I think it was with you and who was that? You and Tug.
Tug, yep.
Yeah. Dang. But tell us a little bit about that.
Like the relationship between me and him.
Yeah.
It's always been good with Tug. He was my running back during 14U. I thought he was pretty good. He understand like the zone schemes, and I watched him develop as a running back, and I think he's a really great football player. And before the game we were like talking, and we've been talking like here and there a couple times before, just about like each other's playing style and talent. Just congratulating each other, supporting each other.
Oh wow! So y'all have been talking.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And then after the game, we got the picture. It was all love. Told each other a great game, and I'm glad to see him excelling.
Yeah. So I just want to appreciate you guys for coming on, man. You guys mean a lot to me, man. And I really, when I met your dad, we talked for a long time. And when I first met him in Spartan, when you and Grunt was working out.
Yep.
And he told me, man, he said, he was like, man, for what you say to me, man, I'm going to go with you. Like, we a go. I was like, yeah, right, I ain't believe him. And then when y'all showed up, for practice, I'm like, okay, all right. So he believed in me. And I'd always tell him, man, I love him for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to coach you, and the legacy of your family, man, is deep tradition. So I want you guys to kind of relish in that, you know what I mean? Because you guys are doing wonderful things, man, and the potential to be great. So give us a social handle. What's your social handle? What's your IG and all that?
IG is Steve.Kelly17. Twitter is Steve_Kelly017.
What's yours? You don't know it by heart? Come on with that, man. Who y'all got next on the calendar?
We have Rising Sun.
You got it?
Yeah, he got it. I'm going back to him. Who you got?
Instagram is Nico33_K.
Nico33_K. So you got Rising Sun up.
Yep, Rising Sun.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Watching a lot of film.
All right. Okay. So, hey, again, man, I love you guys. I'm glad you had it on. I wish the bros could be on, but it's all good. We handled it. And I love you again, man, and good luck the rest of the year.
Yep. Love you too, Coach.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group. Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Meet us in the trenches. We're back. Meet us in the trenches, guys. Hey, we want to shout out our sponsors, Moe's Seafood, Brainstream Media, Tone Drone Productions, and the Union Media Group. We are back, man.
Back
Been
in
a
the
long-
building.
Back in the building. It was a long break. I think we had to take like 3 weeks to a month. But then supposed to came back today, and then Tan got ill and caught the flu, and she's not with us. But she'll be back next week or when we come back. So, special guest is my brother Coach Bernard Morgan.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to be here.
We got Johnny Witherspoon in the building,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and Coach, we want to talk about this violence in youth football, man. But I'm gonna tell you what I saw, right? On TikTok the other day, where you win a game and you get a belt and you hit the opposing team with a belt in the clap line. Like, what? Explain to me
It's crazy.
what the hell is going on. Explain that to me, man.
For me, when saying that, I believe it goes back to there's no mentors for the coaches now. You walk outside, you automatically become a coach. When I was growing up and being under the coaches that I was under, I had to start from the bottom and learn how to be a coach. Now, you come right on in as a parent, oh, I'm coaching, and there's no process on how to lead a team. So now you get those type of antics and stuff like that, and it gets out of control, and that's where we are today.
What you think, bro? Talk to me.
No, I seen it the other day for the first time on Facebook. Somebody shared it, and I heard people talking about it. But when I really seen that, it just looked unreal. It's kind of crazy just to see it, but I gotta blame that on the coaches though, for you allowing that to happen. Cause that's how fights break out though. Real bad fights break out like that. Communities, everything be fighting on that field, man. And I blame that on the coaches for allowing them kids to come out and bring the belts to do that. That's crazy to me.
It's crazy, man. It's unbelievable, man. Coach Witherspoon, I've been knowing you for a long time. you played with my nephew at Archbishop Curley, man, and so tell us a little bit about, before we get started on the youth thing, just give me a little synopsis on you and where you at now. Oh, and I want to especially give you props for taking back, man. And I'm talking about when you said you was coming back to Rosedale, I didn't know it was going to blow up like that, man. So I want to commend you, man, when you put your foot down on that.
Appreciate it.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you, T. Rollins, Coach T, man, he is down there, up there, smiling like I don't know what, man.
Yeah, man.
So tell us a little bit about where you at now and your coaching prowess and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so you did speak about Rosedale a little bit. That's where I started as a 6-year-old kid in 1988. And I came up under Thomas Rouse and Coach Terry, rest in peace to those guys. And high school, started at City College, and then finished off at Archbishop Curley High School, and then JUCO and Hudson Valley Community College. And then I got right into coaching when I came home from college. Been coaching since 2005. And again, like I said, I was the guy that helped the kid that can't do a three-point stand first, and then graduated to defensive coach, then graduated to the head coach. And then I got into high school. Shout out to Coach Elwood. He the one got me started in high school. This would be my 8th year. I've been at Dunbar my last 2 years, defensive assistant on varsity, helping Coach C out. So that's where I'm currently at now in Dunbar High School.
So your son is also playing there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was weird because people get the perception of Coach son on the same team, and you got it's favoritism. Nah, he's the quarterback, offensive diva guy. I'm on the defensive side of the ball, where I'm trying to we trying to inflict pain on players. So so I end up down there because he actually reached out. We don't really deal with each other football wise.
Yeah.
We two opposites. I'm the defense guy, he's the offense guy, but he wanted to have that run together, and we put it together and won a state championship last year. Hopefully we repeat. Him as a senior, it's a blessing to be in the stage that I'm in, just to watch him up close and personal. So it's a great thing, man.
Yeah, I couldn't wait not to coach my son, man. When Grump got to high school, I was like, thank God. You know, shout out to Coach Donald Davis and the Mount St. Joe crew for coaching him up. But tell us a little bit about, why, because I think youth football need governance, right? And I think they don't have it. And when I did my stint in trying to come back to coach youth league with Kelly Jr. and them guys, man, and his father was, man, it was kind of awful. And I'm not gonna mention any names, but I went to a program where them jokers had the red cups and the red cup guys were standing next to my kids, man, in the line where you register. I'm like, man, what is this, man? What is this? And that was over a lapse of time before I had came back to coach youth league, man. So tell me, what's going on, man? Like, what in the heck is going on? I'm gonna start with you, Johnny, then go.
Okay.
But explain to me, man, about why you think we need governance in youth league football, man.
Youth league football has gotten to a place where we're not separating the lines, black and white lines of coaches and players. Now coaches and players are friends now, and that's way off. Back when I was playing the game, Coach Terry, Coach Thomas Rouse, I didn't even see them with a red cup. I didn't see them do none of those things. And I'm pretty sure they did do it, but I didn't see that. It wasn't never in my presence. Mm-hmm. Today, we want to be friends with that player because we want that player to play for us. We want the player, the star, to be on our team. So, hey, let me sit down here with little Johnny. Sit right here where I drink. And that's where you are today, and that's why we need governance. We need to get back to that. And it starts with program directors. It starts with league directors. It starts at the top. Everybody wants to be the chief, but nobody wants to put in the work. So govern is badly needed. We need to get back to those things. We need to get back to structure. Structure is one of the biggest words in youth football that people say, but they really don't want to do or want to be part of. So that's my thought.
Well, Coach Johnny, I'm delighted to see you, man. You're always a good friend. I was blessed to coach with you at Reginald Lewis. You and Coach TJ, we had a good time there, winning the city championship before losing to Edmondson up Poly. But I learned from all y'all guys, because I'm new in the game of coaching, but I learned a lot from y'all, just being around y'all every single day. And I did take some of that stuff with me as I, go forward in my journey with coaching. But the question I have for you is, what do you think that needs to be changed in order for this youth program to get better? Because after a while, a lot of these programs going to fold. Like I heard there's one program already folded already because of violence and stuff there. So what can we do to try to get this, these programs running where they won't fold?
Well, again, we revert back to too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. I think to get back to that level, the program directors have to be on the same page with each other. If I know a coach is leaving my program and he goes somewhere else, then that program director that he's going to would normally give me a phone call and say, hey, why did this guy leave your program? What's his resume? And if we get to that and being communicative at the top, it'll stop all that nonsense, because if you leaving one program and they've been taking care of you, you upset because they not allowing you to do something, as Coach just said, having a red cup around kids and all those things, why would I want you part of my program? So we got to get back to govern as the heads of the programs, communicating with each other to stop all the nonsense. And that'll be a start in the right direction.
Yeah, because another thing that happens is, once you start within the program to have structure, right? I'm gonna tell you, this is what they do. I'm telling you, because I've seen it. I'm telling you, once you start having structure in your program, and the people or some of the coaches in your program don't like your structure, they have the liberty, right, to go out and formulate their own program. So they taking that negative bull crap that you tried to nip in the bud at your program that they was doing, and they take it and formulate their own program, right? As long as they got some money. So then you got, so now you got melee at another program that you might be playing later down the line.
That's when the league president is supposed to step in, just like the program director is supposed to step in. Right. I'm not allowing you to come in my league with one team because you're upset because you didn't get your way at the last program. Right. No, it's not happening. But that's what we got going on constantly now, and now you having programs like Northwood that's non-existent this year because of taking from each other. That's Northwood we talking about here. So yes, so we're taking away from each other to recreate the world, which is nonsense. You end up with what we have in our hands today.
So it's Northwood is they done, and I heard Hamilton is pretty much down.
Well, yeah. The thing with Hamilton is a little sticky situation. They were down in Anne Arundel County. They're still up and running. There's great people over there with Coach Rav and Coach Kevin Voigt, who are great guys and great leaders. Just unfortunate situation for them that went on down in there, but they'll still stand tall and they'll continue to grow because they're great guys and great guys in the community, and they stand for something. So they'll be fine.
They got to get evaluated before they come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I hope it don't get to a point where, like in high school, it's getting so bad in high school as well, where at a while there ain't gonna be no crowd there. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be no crowd there. They're going to invite maybe two people. You give your ticket and say 2 people can come, maybe a father and mother, something like that. But I hope it don't get to that point where it's no crowd in there watching it. I hope it don't get that way. But it's getting out of hand, though. I know that for sure.
Yeah. I know in Upper Chesapeake, they added 2 teams. I don't really want to mention no names, but I am, though. I'm going to mention them. And that was Middle River and they added the Delaware Ducks. And I know when I played the Delaware Ducks 14U with that kid that was just up here, and they went from 12 to 14, so they just skipped 13, right?
Right.
So all my kids that was on the 14U were 13. Man, we playing dudes that was 14 and 15. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like dudes was in high school, right? And they post their Instagram on their Instagram the high school teams that they were playing for. And I brought it to the coach's attention. I'm like, bro, coach, this kid plays high school football. Nah, coach, no he don't. No he don't, coach. I said, coach, the kid is playing high school football. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, when is it gonna stop, man? Like the program directors, when they gonna police their coaches, man? You know what I'm saying?
That comes with accountability because in any other issue growing up, if I know Coach Sad is coaching that team, I can call Coach Sad on the phone and say, hey, man, this kid is doing X, Y, Z. He's on the high school team. And Coach Sad will immediately nip that in the bud. We have a gap that we got to fill. There's a big gap between the OG coaches, as I call them. I'm not going to call them elderly. I'm going to call them OG coaches and the young coaches. There's a gap there that we got to close ASAP, or youth football is going to be in chaos.
So, Coach Young, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's a Baltimore, Maryland thing, or do you think these youth organizations is trouble all around different cities?
Oh, I think it's all over. It's not just in Baltimore, Maryland. I think it's all over because every little Baltimore you have in Maryland, you have all over the country. So it's a trend that's going on across the country. Like what you said with the belt incident we talked about earlier, that started somewhere else. So it's a trend across the country that we got to attack, or it's going to get even uglier.
So is it something that the coaches, even high school coaches, is it something you think we can come together to do to try to help them youth organizations? Is this something you think the high school coaches can get involved, or you think that it's just the youth coaches that's doing youth, work within?
With me, what I think is going to what needs to happen, high school programs have to start adopting youth programs for this to work. High school programs, when you have a Coach Said at a program, Coach Bernard at a program, and then you have your Dantes and you have your Elwoods and you have these different programs, Coach Joyner up at City, those are guys that can actually mentor program directors. So when you're building these relationships together, now you have some type of stability. Coach Joyner could say, hey, listen, you can do this for safety and protocol for your staff. You can do X, Y, and Z. Like, I didn't know about youth coaches could have insurance covered until Coach Larry. Larry Mitchell told me about insurance on your coaches. So we're covered. A lot of people in youth football don't know about their coaches not being covered insurance-wise. We gotta be able to get that knowledge to our younger coaches to understand what it is all about. So, yeah, again, it's about high school and youth coaches getting together and high school coaches adopting youth programs.
Yeah, because once you join the AFCA, a lot of people don't know that. Once you join the AFCA, and I think it's $125 to join, you get covered yourself with like $1 million worth of insurance, liability insurance. A lot of guys don't know that. They out here coaching with no insurance and all the stuff that's going on out here. But, who am I? Like, when you try to tell them something, they think you're a know-it-all.
That's what you are.
Yeah. So, what you got on this, Coach Bernard?
No, I mean, I ain't know nothing about no insurance. That was the first time I'm hearing tonight about that. But like I said, I never coached youth football, but I went to so many games. Like, I used to go watch Holy Dirt play and stuff like that. But I never, coached youth league. I was blessed to, go straight to high school and coach.
So, in closing, what you got, Coach? Coach Witherspoon, what do you have in closing on, how we can fix this issue, this youth league issue? But I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm sitting here thinking the belt thing man, that had me messed up, man. I was about to use foul language, but the belt thing had me messed up, man, when I seen the kids hitting the guys with the belt. And I think they won the game. So what do you think these guys going to do if they kid hit them with a belt? You think it ain't going to get ugly out there if you try that in Baltimore?
Football is a very emotional sport, man. Very emotional sport. For me, closing-wise, I think for us to bring this back together, one of the main things we got to get on control is youth programs not worrying about having 6, 7 different helmets, 4 or 5 different uniforms, and really focus on what it's about. And what the earlier guest had, Mr. Kelly, talked about, is really about building youth. You're not just a coach from 6 to 8 and go home anymore. You literally have to mentor these kids and do what's right by these kids. And one of those things is safety. So in closing, one of the things that needs to happen in youth football, we need to have armed security at these youth football games. We're a reactive community. We need to be proactive. Let's not wait till something happens and then say, oh, we need to do X, Y, and Z. We need to spend money like it's supposed to be spent on our safety of our children and make sure they're taken care of.
Security.
Armed security. Because that armed security is going to keep the parents safe, keep the kids safe. Everybody can enjoy the sport like it's supposed to be, and we're ahead of the game. It's going to get to a point where the government is going to step in, and we're not going to have the game that we love. So now our kids have nowhere but to get in the streets. So we got to be proactive. It costs $400 or $500 to have armed security at your facility the whole time. Not Lord Jimmy, who has a license to carry. Armed security. So for me, one is a high school youth coach relationship, and secondly, like I said, once you get that building there, now we can start mentoring the coaches and get to where we need to be.
Boy, we can go on and on for this subject, but we're going to wrap it up this week, man. Meet us in the trenches, man. I hope we get it better, man. Like I'm praying on it, and man. But anyway, shout out to our sponsors, man. Union Media Group, Tone Drone, Brainstream Media, and Mo's Famous Seafood. You got anything, my guest guy?
Just glad to be here, man. I was glad to be part of the host tonight. I have an opportunity to host with my brother, and I'm grateful for that opportunity, and look forward to some things along the way.
Yeah. Leave it up to the panel. We got TJ and Tone, Mr. Denise. They don't play around now. You sure you ready for that? They don't play around.
Yeah, they don't play around.
Tone is tough, man. Tone don't play around. They don't see the background, what's going on. Tone cracked that whip, boy. I'm trying to tell you. But hey, we wrap it up, man. Thanks. We see you guys in 2 weeks, man. We love you guys. Make sure you tune back in to Meet Us in the Trenches. And hey, Tan, get your butt back in here ASAP. We love you. All right. That's it, y'all.